Okay, so now we're going to put together the E minor chord that we were learning about last time with the split, where we were taking this chord, we were splitting the fingers like this. So the middle finger was going up, the third finger was going down. So again, it's almost like you're doing the splits with your fingers. Okay? So what we're going to do is take that chord and we're going to learn how to play Horse with No Name. And we're going to play this in an easy format in which we're just going to play those same two chords over and over and over for the whole song. But the thing we really have to understand about playing songs is how to break down trying to play along with a song. Now, the first thing I would recommend for you is that you spend a little time actually just looking up the song Horse with No Name. You could do that here on YouTube or whatever it is that you want to do, and really just listen to it. Get used to where the beat is, where you would tap your foot to the song. Also get used to where the 1 is. So when you're listening to the song, try and figure out where you would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, that sort of thing. Okay? So you want to get used to being able to hear that beat. That's the first thing, is just really gearing yourself up to the practice of a song. The problem that a lot of people have is when they try and play along with a song, they're not really prepared for it. And so they try and play along and then something fails, and then they keep trying it and something keeps failing. Then they get frustrated and they don't want to do it anymore. And really the goal is before you ever even try and play along with the song, break down the and again I emailed you a list of the things that you should be doing before you try and play along with the song. The first thing was trying to focus on the chords. So you're bouncing these chords back and forth. You're bouncing E minor and this split chord back and forth over and over and over, trying to get comfortable with that. Okay, then you start listening to the song and you find where the beat is, you find where the 1 is, that sort of thing. Then the next thing that it says on that sheet is it talks about scratching. Now scratching is when we do this, and we've already had a lesson on this too, but it's touching all the strings lightly with all 4 of your fingers and learning how to move the arm back and forth to create the rhythms that you want. That's ideally what we're looking for. Okay? Now, that would be, if I had to choose something that was difficult about Horse with No Name for someone that's never done this before, it's probably the rhythm. And we'll get into that in the third video talking about this song. But in this one, what we're going to do is we're just going to focus on strumming downward 1 time for each chord. And then I'm going to show you how you can keep increasing that to get better at it. And then in the third video that I'll be doing for you next week, I'm going to actually play along with the song and show you how that whole thing works. So here's what we have. I've got my E minor chord, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to strum all 6 strings 1 time. And then I'm going to switch over to this, what we're calling a split chord, and I'm going to strum that 1 time. And then I'm going to go back. And then I'm going to go back. And now thinking about that in terms of time, if I was thinking about the song, it'd be somewhere around here. So 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And the goal for you is you want to make sure that you're able to switch those chords at the right time without being late. The goal is to make sure, the reason we're strumming once per measure is because it's giving you 3 beats to get off this chord and get ready on the next chord. Okay, so you don't have to wait till the very last second and then try and switch, and then you wind up being late. You don't want to be late. You want to be on the next chord every single time, on time. So the goal as a player is you have to figure out how much time you actually need between chord changes to figure that out. If you're not very good at the split chord, you're probably going to want to move from E minor a little bit quicker. If you are pretty quick at it, then you can stay there later, but that's for you to figure out. That's for each one of us to figure out, is how fast can we switch our chords between point A and point B. In this case, this E minor chord and this split chord. So if it was too fast for you, you have to remember you can move right away like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now again, it might not sound exactly like you want it to, but we have to have a jumping off point. There has to be somewhere where you begin to move your hands back and forth. Now, if it's absolutely impossible for you to move these fingers on time with the song, again, being about 1, 2, 3, 4, right around that tempo, then that means you have to go back to square one and practice more bouncing. It means that you're not ready and you need more work on this. And again, that shouldn't be frustrating. That's just the way it goes. as you keep moving through this process, you have to learn each different segment, and then you have to make sure that you're practicing each individual segment. That's why when I think about rhythm and I think about chords, they really are two things. You know, to practice your rhythm with a song is really important. You don't need to make chords. You just practice finding where the groove is. Then you can go back and you practice the chords all you want, and at some point you want these two things to merge together. That's what we're looking for. So what I want you to work on this week is I want you to work on this E minor chord to the split chord, strumming once per measure. Okay, look up Horse with No Name, which is by the band America. If you want to buy it, obviously you can buy it off any old place you want. If you want to watch the YouTube video, I'm sure there's something on here that you could watch. So take a look at that and let me know how that goes for you.